Talkin Sports, upside down, JD. How's everybody doing today? All right, yep, I got my song back. I got YouTube now. I'm living the dream. I have a picture. It doesn't show on YouTube, but Carson Beck, game-winning touchdown. And there are no SEC teams left in the college football playoff. And on ESPN, which I thought was awesome, Lane Johnson is questionable for the wild card weekend on Sunday against the. There's the picture of. Can you see? Oh, there, Carson Beck with the game-winning touchdown. Late night Sports Center after the Fiesta Bowl. Nicole Briscoe took a shot at Notre Dame. Hello, Notre Dame. Hello. How are you there? No, they're not. But Miami still is, and they're going to the title game. Is that too soon? Is it too soon for us to say that? No, it's never too soon. Say what you must say. Say it loud. Say it proud. I was trying to get that out of the, but it's see, today's Andrea's birthday. Andrea at the sign. Her and Steven got me that sign. Got that up. Doing the show. Living the dream. Game last night. 5 lead changes. Was there 3 lead changes in the last 5 minutes? How about Lucas Canero? 58-yard field goal. He had one that he doinked at 52, and he had one that doinked. We were talking about it yesterday with Brandon. The trajectory, it was curving, hit the goalpost, and doinked in, which I thought was really cool. So it was 17-13 at the half. Ole Miss had been behind 21-12 against Georgia. They came back and won that game. Kawan Lacey ran a 73-yard touchdown and jacked up his hammy, and he wasn't the same the rest of the game. They were trailing. Chambliss threw for 71 yards in the first half. Beck threw for actually a $156 in the first half. He found Keelan Marion for a 52-yard touchdown, which was a beautiful pass. Mark Fletcher's mother doesn't like to fly. They said she drove over, what they say, something like 18,000 miles this year to watch her son play. And their last game of the season is going to be a home game, basically, at their home stadium in Miami, which is great for them. Shamar Brown had a touchdown run in the first half. So Carson Beck had been 0 for 9 in the college football playoff against Texas A&M, against Ohio State, the dumb fuckeyes. He had been 0 for 9 and 15-plus air yards in the college football playoff prior to his deep touchdown pass of 52 yards to Keelan Marion. So Lacey was trying to give it a go in the second half, which he did. Canero, I said, had a 52-yard doink away. That was a miss. The Canes, kicker missed 17-13. First half, Miami was 5 for 9 in third downs, and they were efficient. Ole Miss was not. Ole Miss made it 17-16, 19-17, and then it took off. Then it became a scoring fest in the fourth quarter. 4 dropped interceptions by Miami in this game. 4. And that's what they were saying. Canero Brink went in to make it 17-16. Lacey got a 3rd and 1 where they had him behind the line of scrimmage in the third quarter, and he spun himself around to get the first down. It was a nice play. Xavier Lucas was called for targeting. I have a problem with the targeting because I feel like they're coming in and they try to do the guy's going down, the receiver's going down. I think it was Lee who went down. And Lucas was also going down. So I feel like he was trying to get with shoulder and helmet. They called it targeting. So Lucas will miss the first half of the championship game. And then they got a personal foul in the next play. Now, the problem was on a 3rd down and 6, he threw a pass out to a screen out to his running back. It wasn't a great pass by Chambliss that was dropped. So that was an opportunity where I think he needed a touchdown to get a field goal. So instead of going up, they only went up by 2. And I think that really hurt them because I think they could have, field goals aren't winning games, but you have Canero who was 4 for 5 on the day. And, he misses a 52-yarder. So they went up 1917 with 7 minutes left. And at that point, Carson Beck was 1 for 6 on 19 yards. He had a ball batted that was an interception. He got a PI call on a ball that was underthrown. And if the receiver turned around, he might even have made the interception. But in college, it's only 15. It's not a spot foul. And that was their 3rd penalty of the game at that point. First of the second half. Malachi Tony is an 18-year-old freshman who was supposed to still be in college as we speak. And high school, and is a freshman in college. He caught it's always that pass where they throw behind the line of scrimmage where he did a couple dekes. He stumbled and he stumbled, got himself balanced again, and outran everybody. 36-yard touchdown. What a freaking run! They went four plays, 75 yards, less than 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. So they are up at this point. They are up 24-19, right? Yes, 24-19. And Ole Miss gets the ball back. They get a third down. It was, the PI. I thought the refs were throwing a lot of flags. Daquan Wright, wide open. They get a 2-point conversion up 27-24 with 3:13 left. And you think, holy shit, Ole Miss is going to pull this off. 3 lead changes last 5 minutes, like I said. Third down PI on Ole Miss. But it wasn't a PI. It was a face mask, which kept the drive going. 50-yard penalty at the Ole Miss 46. Tony gets knocked out of bounds, still catches the ball, but doesn't get his foot in. And amazing. And Beck in his seventh year of college. Chambliss was trying to get a 6th year of eligibility next year at Ole Miss and was passed over. So, yeah, I said, can he make it 8? But, I mean, they paid him a lot of money. And I saw that Sam Levitt from Arizona State is now, well, he went to LSU. He went to Kentucky. He went to Tennessee. And they said if LSU didn't get him signed when he was there, I think Miami's going to give him a lot of money. He'll stay there. They were the first team, Miami, in the college football playoff era to have 4 13-play drives in this playoff. And Carson Beck ran into him with 18 seconds left. 2016, Clemson against Bama was the last play of the game, right? That was one of the last plays of the game, but that was the second latest game-winning touchdown in the game. But then Chambliss gets it back. This is the thing. If they had made a field goal, it was 27-24. Well, what was it? No, that now was 31-27. They were in field goal range for Canaro, but Canaro missed one. And listen, 52 is not a chip shot outside in the grass. But Chambliss threw up a Hail Mary, which it seemed like it was going out of bounds. There was tugging, and they felt that it was not called. Fans were upset because Miami had been screwed against Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl years ago. Was it 2003? And people are still pissed off about it. I didn't think so. I didn't think it was a PI call on that front. So they didn't call it. Game over. And I feel bad for all the coaches that were going. Lane Kiffin was like, people were leaving Ole Miss to go. And a coach that had been the interim coach at Ole Miss, at LSU, was now coming to coach at Ole Miss in 2026. He was helping out with the team. That's what it was turning out to. They were just anybody, all hands on deck. I love that that the Ole Miss did the reverse U. I don't know what I was rooting for. I'm not a Carson Beck fan. I was a fan of the U. Mara Cristobal has man boobs, which I feel like, you have a strength and conditioning. Dude, do a little weightlifting. I know you're coaching a lot, but the man boobs, man, it's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. But Chambliss, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, awesome. Awesome. It was awesome. And think about this. Miami, who no one thought should be in the playoff, even though they beat Notre Dame, was going to play for the college football championship at their home stadium. Who would have thought that would have happened? And it ends up happening. That's why we play the game. I mean, it was great. And Brian Ralph said 12-team playoff. They have reached teams that have reached the college football playoff title game as a 12-team playoff. You have number 7 Notre Dame last year, the number 8 Buckeyes, and number 10 Miami. So expansion, bad thing because we always know what is going to happen, right? That's what Brian Ralph, and I agree. That's why we play the playoff, because it's not going to be always the number 1 team. I mean, Ohio State came in, lost to Miami, and Miami can run the ball. They can run the ball. They really can. They have guys that can, Fletcher had 133 and seemed like he was getting great yardage every time. Brown had 54. Tony had 5 catches for 81 yards and a touchdown. He's always Marion had 7 for $114 and a touchdown. Beck ended up throwing for 268, 2 touchdowns. Ran for 1-2 and an interception. I mean, he had a good game. He did not. One ball got tipped, but overall he did not put his team in situations where it couldn't happen. He kept his team in the game. Trinidad threw for 277. Kawan Lacey ran for 73. His other 10 carries, he went for 30 yards. And you saw that, the hamstring was bothering him. Daquan Wright, 3 for 64, a touchdown. Caden Lee, who got the targeting, he had 5 for 67. DeJoun's dribbling at 5 for 77. Ole Miss had 4 sacks. Canaro went 4 for 5. Carnero went 4 for 5 and made an extra point. TJ Jottery for Ole Miss, 11 tackles, 9 solo, a sack, and a tackle for loss. They were, and first downs was 28-23. It was pretty even. Miami, third down, 11 for 19 was Miami. Ole Miss was 2 for 10. Miami was two for 2 on fourth down. They outgained Ole Miss 459 to 398, rushing 191 to 121 for Ole Miss. Now also the 73-yard run puts the average up higher, but penalties a lot. 10 for 74, only 4 for 34 for Ole Miss. Miami's got to get it down. And time of possession, this is crazy. 41-22 for Miami, 18-38 for Ole Miss. Yeah, it was crazy. Cole Kublik said Miami's 10 drives in the fourth quarter of this college football playoff: 2 punts, a fumble, 5 touchdowns, and 2 kneel downs. Very efficient. Thank you for that. That was awesome. Chambliss, I said 6-year denied, and that's a story where this is a guy you want in college football. You want to give him another year in college football. You want to see him succeed. Oh, he wants to play at Ole Miss. David Hale said the SEC has now gone 3 years without an appearance in the title game. 2006 to 2022, 17 years. SEC accounted for 19 championship game teams. All of the conferences combined at 15. So they had 21 all-time championship game teams by league. And he put BE, and I was trying to see what BE was. He did not, unless he got back to me. I was like, what is BE? He did not get back to me. Yeah, what? I don't know what a BE is. So SEC 21 teams in the national championship game. ACC 9, Big 10 8, Big 12 8, Pac 12 gone 5. BE, I don't know what BE means. I hope, and Independence 5. BE 3, could that be? I'm trying to think who else got in. Yeah, I'm trying to think that other conferences. Yeah, and it was, I don't know. So I reached out to him. He did not get back to me. We'll see what happens. Oregon versus Indiana. Check this out. Noah Whittington, who accounted for 829 yards and 6 touchdowns this season, he's questionable for tonight. So Dan Lanning, whose first game ever as Oregon coach, was at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta against his former team, Georgia, with those 49-3. He's going to go with true freshman De'Aaron Hill and Jay Harris, who has entered the transfer portal. Those are his 2 guys. It's crazy. And this is the 6th matchup, regular season matchup rematch. The previous 5, the regular season winner went 0-4, and Ole Miss beat Tulane both times. So Georgia beat Ole Miss in the regular season, lost in the playoff. Oklahoma beat Alabama in the regular season, lost in the playoff. Yeah, it happens. And OU won at Bama and lost at home. So I'll tell you, Indiana won regular season, but they have 2 healthy running backs right now, which is scary. That's it. That's all they have is 2. Yeah. Crazy, right? I'm curious what's going to happen in this game. Oregon's coming on an 8-game win streak, and Bachter, the linebacker, what's Bachter's first name? I apologize. I wrote my cards up. Bachter, Oregon. What's his name? Yeah, Bryce Bachter. Check this out. He was a walk-on after being part of the baseball program. 248 career tackles, 12 tackles in the quarterfinals versus Texas Tech, and a forced fumble. On his career, he has 248 career tackles, 4 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and 2 interceptions. He had 6 double-digit tackle games this season. He enters the game with 125 tackles, 4 away from Willie Blasher and Steve Donnelly for number 10 all-time in a single season. No one has entered the top 10 in a single season for the Oregon football program since the 80s. And he is 4 away, which he should get. He had a season-low 3 against Montana State, which just won the FCS championship. That's who they beat. He only had 3 in that game. So I expect Bachter to have a very big game against Indiana, but the running game that's going to be a problem. Dante Moore's going to have to. A lot is on his plate in this game. We'll see what happens. DJ Lagway is going to Baylor. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, okay. I mean, I guess we'll see what happens on that front. Buffalo, check this out. So last year, Saquon ran for 2,005 yards, 5.8 per carry, and 5 30-yard touchdown runs. Buffalo this year has given up 2,315 yards rushing this year, 5.1 yards per carry, and 8 30-yard TDs. So they get, and I take them over Jacksonville, but now I'm getting a little nervous. That the running game might be a problem. Al Michaels is back Amazon Prime in 2026, and no one cared. Baker Bredman said Seattle and Denver, number one seeds 4 years after the Russell Wilson trade, which I thought was kind of interesting. So I had a trivia question, but no one answered it. And someone's here. Someone has joined us. Say hello if you're here. Might be HCJ. Rangers. Barnes was there last night. Sabres are now 16-2-1 when they score first. And Michigan's friend Mike said it was the 14th time this season that the first shot on goal against the Rangers led to a goal, was a goal. 14th time this season that the first shot against the Rangers was a goal. And Mika got his 16th. Trocheck got a goal. And the third goal, which was kind of crazy, Matthew Robertson, who's in the third pairing, has had 4 penalties in the last 6 games. He held Zach Benson in the second, and Jason Zucker scored on a fluke goal where Rasmus Dahlin hit a slap shot, which bounced off quick, hit Zucker, and bounced in the net. And Mika called it a lucky bounce. Lucky bounce. That's what he called it, a lucky bounce. Yeah, crazy. So Sabres got a short-handed goal when they were only up 3-2. Laffey tried to make a pass to center ice. Samuelson got intercepted. Samuelson scored a great goal off quick. And it was their league-leading 7th shorthanded goal allowed by the Rangers this season. They got an empty netter to make it 5-2. Rangers are now 20-19-6. Buffalo is 23-15-4. Sabres are now 12-1 their last 13. The last time they won 12 of 13 was November 23rd to December 19th, 2005. They're looking to make the playoffs for the first time since 2011. Rangers, 2 losses in a row, 2-6 their last 8, 5-15. They've won 5 of 20 games at home this year. They're 5-11-4 at the Garden this year. They play at Boston tomorrow in a matinee. They're 5-11-4 at home this year, the Rangers, 15-8-2 away. Yeah, Fox is on his is set to miss his most time of his career after going on long-term IR, which is 24 days, at least 24 days and 10 games, or 10 games. I guess it has to be 24 days at least. So it sounds like it's 10 games. Sullivan said in the third period was the best they played in a while. They were 24-7 on shot attempts and 10-on-1 on shots. That was 24-7 shot attempts, 5-on-5, 10-on-1 on shots, 79.17 expected goal share per natural stat trick. What does it matter? They lost the game. But so you take this as a positive. What else do I have here? Yes. JT Miller back after missing 7 games with a shoulder injury, had an assist. Last regulation home victory for the Rangers was November 24th against the Blues. November 24th, folks. Today is January 9th. Tomorrow, today's Darlene's birthday. Tomorrow is Rhonda's birthday. Rhonda is in Salt Lake City going to watch the Oklahoma women's gymnastics team compete in a meet. That's where she is. She wanted us to come out. We are not going. It's football. To get to 91 points, which was the second wild card last year, the Rangers are going to have to play at a 100-point pace, which means a 608 winning percentage. To get to 98 points, which the Sabres are at a pace at right now, they're going to have to play at a 702 winning percentage, which is better than any non-Colorado Avalanche team, basically, this season. They have 46 points through 45 games, 1 fewer point than last year. Their 511 win percentage is the worst in the Eastern Conference. Nothing is working right, folks. The Rangers are not playing good hockey. They're not a good team. I've been saying it. Michigan, even the game we went to where they scored like 7 goals, she said there's things missing on this team. And when everybody is healthy, they've been 7-4 this year. When everyone's healthy. Now, would that continue? I'm not sure. But Igor's out. Fox is out. I mean, Mika hasn't played. They all look old. And the Sabres are young and hungry, and it showed last night. And they had their chances. They made it 3-2, and then poof, it was gone in a second. I just think this team is just they're not making the playoffs. Drury could be out. I mean, they don't have a lot of talent on this team, and you look at the other teams out there, it's not happening. How about April 4th, 2026 at the Garden, the Sirens versus the Torrent from the PWHL. That I'm excited. I think that's a great thing. HJ sent me this from StatMuse. I know Barnes wants the Rangers to pick up McDavid. McDavid last night had a goal and assist. He played 24-21 of total ice time. He has 41 points in his last 17 games, which matches his career high point streak. They won 4-3. The Jets, Angus's Jets, have lost 11 in a row. They are 15, 22, and 5. I didn't know the Jets were playing that bad. The Oilers are 22, 16, and 6. So in 44 games, Connor McDavid has 29 goals, 48 assists, 77 points. No one on the Rangers, like if I look up the Rangers top, I should even look that up. New York Rangers stats. Here we go. Let's look up the Rangers. Here we go. Okay. Your leading score is Panarin with 48 points, 16 goals, 32 assists, 48 points. He has as many total points as Connor McDavid has assists. So their leading scorer has 16 goals. It's him and Zibanejad. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a 30-goal score this year. Maybe. Trocheck has 11. Fox has 28 points. Lafreniere has 9 goals in 45 games. 9 goals in 45 games. This guy got a 7-year, $49 million contract. He has been shit. JT Miller, everybody's having bad years. I'm telling you, this is not a good team, and it shows. I mean, it really is. And Panarin leads your team in all categories. And I would trade him and get somebody for him because he's going to leave and you're going to get nothing for him. And this is crazy. The Ottawa Senators reportedly, Fred Nolan said this is fact. Linus Ullmark told his wife that he cheated, and he said teammates cheated on the road. She tells all the wives and girlfriends about this. There's all these breakups, and now everybody wants Linus Ullmark off the Senators team. Dude, okay, you say you cheat, then you're throwing everybody else under the fucking bus? Okay, I cheated, but everybody cheats on the road. And, you have Kachuk's brother just got married last year, right? Or the year before. And it sounds like it is messy there, and nobody wants him on the team anymore. We'll see what happens there. Rick Carlisle, Milton said he was a neighbor, and he never said hi. I always thought he was kind of a douchebag. Yes, he did win a chip with that Dallas team that beat the Heat, LeBron's Heat team. He got his thousandth win last night. The Pacers ended a 13-game losing streak. They beat Charlotte at the buzzer, 114-112. The Pacers that went to the NBA Finals last year are 7-31. How times have changed. Hornets improved. They improved to 7-31. Hornets fell to 13-25. Trae Young is going to win a number 3 for the Wizards, which is what C.J. McCollum wore when he was on the Wizards this season. Now, Trae Young has a $49 million option next year. He'll opt out. He was on a 5-year, $212 million contract. Since he didn't make any All-NBA teams, he can't get a max, but he could get a $200-something million contract. And it's kind of going to be, I guess we could call it it's a audition to see if they want to invest in him with the young players. And Patty said it best. Great offensively, a shitty defender, which is what I've heard about him. Scores a lot of points, assists, takes a lot of shots. I'm not really a fan. Never really liked this game. Did the dice thing. The Knicks fans don't like him. He went to the Eastern Conference Finals. They're saying he's an all-time great. Is he an all-time great? And he went to an Eastern Conference Finals. I feel we throw around all-time great and elite way too much. He's a good player. He's a great player. No. Is he carrying teams to win anything? No, I don't think so either. Free agent Max Kepler, 80-game suspension for PEDs. He's 32. Played last year with Philly, 216, 18 home runs, 52 RBIs, and 90 hits for the Phillies. Yeah, good for you, buddy. I wish you the best. And Bellinger wants 7 years. The Yankees have offered up more than $30 million a year. Nothing's happened there. I hear Bo Bichette wants over $300 million. And the number one farm system in MLB pipeline executive poll is the Dodgers. The rich get richer. And Ketel Marte is staying with the D-backs. That's what Ken Rosenthal said. Is it true? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Now, all right. So, yes, I talked about, that was good. I loved what you said, Nicole Briscoe. Notre Dame, keep whining. Now, I thought this was interesting. The Cowboys were denied by Atlanta to talk with Jeff Ulbrich for DC job. According to sources, he remains under contract with the Falcons despite their search for a head coach. A potential interview can be revisited later if they hire a head coach who has a different coordinator in mind. So basically, you're putting a coach out there. So Michael Silver goes, not super cool to fire a head coach, conduct a protracted search, and deny assistants opportunities, leaving them at the mercy of the eventual new coach's decision whether to keep him. Now, I feel like, you fire the coach, let him go. Let him do something else. I think I'm 100% behind that. I just saw this thing on Chyna Taylor is the next big thing in women's hockey. The 2025 SI Sports Kid of the Year. Born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky, she started figure skating at age 5, but was hooked less a year later. The first time she saw hockey being played, she told, well, who's Douglas? I don't know who Douglas is. She one day I just saw hockey and I thought it was so much cooler than figure skating. So I told my grandpa about it, and he let me switch to hockey. It was a life-changing event for her. In less than a decade, she's become one of the rising stars in the American hockey, and the future is looking incredibly bright for her. This is from Quick Dip. She is in her third year at the Level Academy in Rockland, Mass. And this past year, she had her first international experience at the 2025 IIHF Under-18 Women's World Championships in Vantaa, Finland. In doing so, she becomes the first player from Kentucky to ever represent the United States in an IIHF event. NHL writer William Douglas wrote of her when Taylor transitioned to hockey. Her skating experience was no doubt helpful while she developed her hockey skills. She started playing alongside boys with the Louisville Ice Cardinals before transitioning to a more advanced program in Cincinnati. It was there that she and a friend found out about the opportunity to attend Level Academy. Taylor moved there when she was 12 years old. 12 years old. She says, I know what I'm doing. Playing defense is one of the most difficult skills to learn for young hockey players. And it's one of the things she's excelled at. Her coaches talk about her 3-step acceleration and how important that is for a defenseman to be able to react quickly to an attacking player's first move. Her coach, Lonergan, notes, at Worlds, that's why she was one of Team USA's most reliable defenders and someone that played many minutes as they did and played as many minutes as she did. She's very calm with the puck. Her presence and her stick and strength is definitely her biggest strength, but the calmness of how poised she plays at 15 years old is unusual and definitely something that I haven't seen in any other 15-year-old defenders around the country, which I thought, yeah. She was the youngest player on Team USA at 2025 Worlds. She had 2 assists in 6 games, and coming back with a silver medal. Taylor is now the highest-rated defender in her age group and is already committed to the University of Wisconsin, the premier college hockey program in the country for women. To cap off a great 2025, she was named Sport Illustrated's Kids 2025 Sports Kid of the Year on December 30th, an honor she shares with previous winners like LeBron James, Juju Watkins, Dominic Dawes, Eli Manning, and Bryce Harper. She's now headed to Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, to rep the United States for a second time at the 2026 IIHF Under-18 World Championships from January 10th through 18th. That starts tomorrow. Taylor has already set some short-term goals, including becoming an Olympian and making the PWHL. She also has a lot of role models, including Layla Edwards, the first black woman, which she's hockey, but we have to say first black woman to be a U.S. women's national team member. Taylor said about Layla, she's just representing, especially for black girls, that it's really cool to do that. And that's why I want to do well to represent as a black girl who plays hockey. Douglas said representing is important to Taylor, and she realizes the first significance of looking up to these female hockey players when she was younger, and now there are kids looking up to Taylor. I really, truly believe that China's the future of girls hockey. Coach Lonergan said she's such a great role model. It was awesome. So I saw that, I was like, that's awesome. So I wanted to give her props, and yeah, that's awesome. So Chyna Taylor, who is, wow, she's still a kid. Yeah, So I saw that, I was like, yeah, we talked about Sam Levitt. I think he's going to go to the U's going to offer him. Paulo Banchero has recorded negative on-off numbers every season of his career, with this season representing a new low of -7.4, which Rob talked about, that he's not this, that's been a problem since he came in the league. And yeah, Jeremias Engelman. I was like, wow, that's, That's something we had talked about. That's a trivia question. Troy Aikman was the biggest supporter entering the process. Diana Rossini said the Dolphins are hiring Packers VP of Player Personnel John Eric Sullivan as the franchise's next GM. Harbaugh has been meeting with some teams. And the first Canadian to be named Max Prep's National Player of the Year is from Canada. His name is David Gabriel Georges. Hometown, Terrebonne, QC. I don't know my Canada stuff, so I apologize. Class of 2027. He's 6 foot 205. This year ran for 1,756 rushing yards, 27 touchdowns, 12-0 season, state champs, Tennessee Prep Player of the Year. So he has another year left of high school. They said he's the real deal. So this running back is the real deal. I got to find a word. Terrebonne. Where is Terrebonne? Terrebonne. Quebec. See? That's why I get paid the big money. Quebec. He's from Quebec. He is the first Max Preps National Player of the Year. And there's also a woman, Akemi Higa, who is playing flag football. They said she's the real deal, and she moved from Hawaii to play over here. She's the real deal. Okay. Tarek Skubal, if he loses his arbitration hearing, his 2026 salary will be $19 million. If he wins, it'll be $32 million. That is a record. Can you believe that? That's crazy, right? That is bananas. Bananas, I tell you. Yeah, that's how much. That's crazy, right? That's monopoly money kind of things. Yeah. The record for relief a pitcher in arbitration is David Price's 19.75 in 2015. I think he's going to get his 32. I don't think he's going to get 19. Yeah. Is that crazy? The 13-minute difference is the largest salary arbitration in salary arbitration history per Jeff Passan. And his $32 million would surpass Juan Soto's $31.5 for the 2024 season with the New York Yankees. Crazy, right? Yeah. The largest arbitration raised for a starting pitcher, Jacob deGrom, in 2019 at 9.6, jumping from 7.4 to $17 million in salary coming off a Cy Young season. And we talked about the largest salary for pitchers, 19.75 for David Price in 2015. Yes. Crazy, right? What's up there? What's up there, Rob? Schoolball case where it's impossible to argue the negatives because of, yes, I agree. That is crazy, right? 19 million he gets if he loses, 32 million he gets if he wins. That's just Emily Walden. Yeah. Bellinger won 7 million years. I don't think he gave it to him. Arbitration. Jazz got 10.2. Bednar got settled for 9 million. Camilo Doval got 6.1. Volpe 3.475. Luis Heel got 2.16. Jose Caballero got 2 million. Fernando Cruz got 1.45, and Jake Bird agreed to 1.025. So, Jazz is making $10 million. God bless him. Make that money. That's what I'm saying, right? If you can make it while you can. And yeah, there was one point where Miami was doing nothing on offense. You almost finished the first quarter with 7 offensive plays for an average of minus 0.01. It was a great game, back and forth. It was fun to watch. It really was. Yeah, it was a fun game to watch. Oh, there's a belief. This is from Jake Weinbach. There's belief around the league that the Pelicans could essentially trade Zion Williamson for cap relief, similar to how the Hawks parted ways with Trae Young. New Orleans, who's expected to assess Williamson's value, may ultimately seek a deal centered around expiring contracts in return for the franchise star. But Rob says he doesn't want him for the Knicks. And Damon Williams entered the transfer portal after signing a deal with UW. They said they were going to go against him, and Washington said, nope, we're not letting you go. And now he's going back with his head between his legs. What do you say, Rob? What did you say? I'm trying to see what you wrote. How do I see that? Yeah. Oh, Miami has to play a lot better. I agree. Chat. Where is it? There it is. Miami has to play better to be. Yeah, I'm curious. And it's going to be a fun game tonight. I'm excited about the game tonight, Rob. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited about the game. Yeah, Damon. Yeah, I assume it's because he saw the tweets. Yeah. Carson Beck, the first 8 games, he had 14 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. His last 6 games, 13 touchdowns. Now, did that include Oh, that was. Oh, and then so last 7 games, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But he's still. I don't see him as a pro quarterback. I see him as a guy riding the bench. I just don't see him as that guy. I can't stand him. JT Miller this season, 10 goals, 13 assists in 36 games. Yeah, Rangers suck. They really do. I like what they did before, fan favorites, you know, but a lot of crap. Steelers' largest deficits during the 6-game playoff losing streak: 27, 21, 28, 28, 21, 21. Only team in playoff history to trail by 21 plus points in 6 straight. Nobody else has done it in even 4 straight. I liked him in that game. I do. Cooper Flagg, surprised to see he was the only rookie to be included in the second fan voting returns for the NBA All-Star game. He goes, I feel blessed. Obviously, to see that is really cool. I feel really honored, really blessed just to see my name up there. Yeah, so you're blessed. And what is he? What's Cooper Flagg's numbers this year? Let's check that out. What's Cooper Flagg done? Cooper Flagg. He is averaging 19, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 48% from the field. All right. 81 from the line, 29. He'll work on his 3-point shooting. He's young. Was he 18? Now he's going to be 19. He's 19 now. Yeah, his plus minus is minus 3.7. Not a great team. And I heard that Kyrie Irving is not coming back this year. That's what someone said. He is done for. He's not going to be coming back this year. We'll see if that comes to fruition, but that's what they're saying. Having Dale on was great. That little piece about Dan Lanning looked at how Final Four basketball teams peaked was great. Brad Holmes joins Dan Campbell in giving himself a failing grade this year. This is a failure. There is still football being played, and I'm here talking to you guys. No shit. Thank you, Ben Ray. Yeah, no shit. All right, I had a trivia question, which no one answered yesterday or the other day. Only players with 75-plus receptions in 10 straight seasons. Now, Kelsey did it. I said, Kelsey, who's the other player? 10 straight seasons with 75-plus receptions. That's my trivia question for today that no one answered. Yeah, Kyrie might not play. Oh, I'm sorry, might not play this season. Okay, that's not a definite. All right, so what else did I have here? Yep, Dale was on. Dale, great show, as always. Dolphins have $24 million in cap space next year and don't have a quarterback. I don't disagree, Alex Wilson, that they are objectively. Nope, not Steve Largent. He did this tweet between 93 and 2002, Rob. Heisman Trophy winner. This guy was a Heisman Trophy winner. And I think was he the number one pick in the draft when he was drafted? No. He was the 7th or 8th pick of the draft. And he did play in a Super Bowl. He won the Heisman Trophy winner in 87, right? 87, 88 for the 80s, right? He won the Heisman Trophy. He was chairman and a commissioner of the Arena League. I didn't know this. He played for 2 teams. He played for a team that is in its 3rd different location now, but this one's going to be permanent. And he played his last year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was a 9-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, NFL receptions co-leader in 97, NFL kickoff return leader in 1988, punt return leader in 94, 1990s All-Decade team. Won the Heisman in 87. He was an All-American, and he had the most consecutive starts by a receiver with 176. His career totals are 1,094 receptions for 14,934 yards, 100 receiving touchdowns, and 4,555 return yards and 4 return touchdowns. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the College Football Hall of Fame. Yes. Yeah. He had a hell of a career. He won a Heisman for your favorite school, dude. When was he drafted? He was the 6th pick in the 1988 draft. That's the last thing I got for you on that one. I don't know. Rob could have been here, and Rob's gone. Yeah. Oh! Tim Brown. Nice going. I can throw that one away. Thank you, Rob. Now I can throw out that card. Thank you so much for answering that one. I love you dearly. Love you, HCJ. Yeah. I was doing Instagram, which I love having people on, but it wasn't saving my show anymore, and it was driving me crazy. So I'm going to get a different system, but for now, this is what I have. I apologize that I'd rather have people on, but JD can talk forever about himself or whatever. So I'm going through all my cards. Gruden, this is great from Sam Monson. So Tom Moore just retired after 62 years coaching. Gruden once asked Tom Moore why Peyton's backups didn't get more reps. He said, fellas, if 18 goes down, we're fucked. And we don't practice fucked. Fellas, if 18 goes down, we're fucked. And we don't practice fucked. That was great. Oh, you saw that? Yeah, it was great. Oh, made me laugh. Oh, so good. Tombo, we don't practice fucked. Yeah. Yeah, so if they move on from Tua, he reported his cap hit next year is $56 million. Cutting him before June 1st would result in a $99.2 million dead cap next season. Releasing him after June 1st would spread that dead cap hit across 2 seasons, with $67.2 million hitting in 2026. Yeah. He was the 2023 leader in passing yards. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. McDaniels was the third coach in the past 10 seasons, following 3-year stints by Flores and Adam Gase. Before McDaniel, no Dolphins coach had lasted 4 full seasons in the role since Dave Wannstedt in 2003. Tom Sperano and Joe Philbin were fired during their 4 seasons. The Dolphins have not hired a head coach with previous head coaching experience since Sperano in 2008. 19 years. Are you fucking kidding me? That's why they suck. They really suck. And Arthur Blank thinks that, whatchamacallit, that Michael Penix is the quarterback of the future, is their quarterback for the future. And Jason Witten is now the tight ends coach at Oklahoma. So he wants to be a coach. I think he'll be a good one. I guess we'll see what happens. We talked about the injury report. Yeah, the Rangers have only played a total of 11 games with a fully healthy roster and went 7-4-0 in that span. Well, thank you for that one, Michigan. Yeah, Celebrini. Yeah, Celebrini's on pace for 127 points in 82 games. For context, that threshold has only been crossed 6 times in the last 10 years by 4 players: McDavid, McKinnon, Kucherov, and Draisaitl. He is, yeah, Celebrini can play. McKinnon leads the entire league with a plus minus of 18.9, a plus 18.9 net rating, and McDavid is catching up after a slow start with a plus 16.6. God damn, I mean, and they're playing. I know they lost 2 games, but crazy. Yeah, Tom Moore coached Brad Shaw, born in 1948, to Mike Evans, born in 1993. He was an Iowa quarterback, Tom Moore, from at Iowa from 58 to 60, a graduate assistant at Iowa from 61 to 62, Dayton running back coach 65 to 68, Wake Forest offensive coordinator in 69, Georgia Tech running back coach 70 to 71, Minnesota running backs coach 72 to 75, New York Stars, that was the World Football League in 74, the Vikings 75. The list, I mean, it's amazing all the teams he coached. Never a head coach. They always said how great he was. He is in the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame in 2014. And if you've never, Dr. Zimmerman, Paul Zimmerman, Sport Illustrated, was one of the best writers and was phenomenal with football. He got the Paul Dr. Zimmerman Lifetime Achievement Award by the Pro Football Writers of America in 2015, and then spent another decade in the league. He said, my second year, we were going up to Foxborough, and the week before, this is Peyton talking, Marvin and I had thrown a kind of slant and go for a touchdown. He recalled to an NFL Films for a documentary on Moore. So I came to him before the game in Foxborough. I said, hey, Tom, Marvin and I have been working on a kind of slant go right. I still remember like it was yesterday. First drive, we get down the 15-yard line, bam, touchdown. Yeah, it's just like, hey, let's do it again. Yeah. His last full-time on-the-field coaching job was offensive coordinator for the Colts 1998 to 2008, which means no one did more to develop Peyton Manning from a talented rookie into an NFL legend than he did. He was, as I said, the World Football League, Minnesota Steelers, Lions, Colts. He won 2 Super Bowls and assistant with the late 70s Steelers, one as a coordinator with the Colts, and one as a consultant for the Bucs. He called plays for Terry Bradshaw, Barry Sanders, and Peyton Manning. Tom Moore was awesome. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, just unbelievable. Yeah. He entered college football in 58, the same year NASA was founded, and only 4 years after the Brown versus Board education decision. The NFL had a roster of 12 teams then. He was a quarterback on Iowa's 1958 national champion team, coached by college football Hall of Famer Forrest uh, Evashevsky, born in 1918, and entered coaching at his alma mater in 61. He never left until today. That's unbelievable. Think about that. 58. Yeah, 87. 62 years coaching and 46 at the NFL level. 87. Yeah, it's time to move on. Love stuff. Football Scoop does the best shit. Oh, and Arthur Blank on Matt Ryan's candidacy for Atlanta's newly created president of football position. His EQ and IQ. What the fuck is EQ? His executive Q and IQ when it comes to football is extraordinarily high. He's an outstanding individual, the kind of person you want to consider in that position. I don't deny that he's a smart guy. I don't know what's going to happen there, but we'll see what happens. I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah, 2 running backs today. That's going to be kind of crazy. Yeah. Colts GM Chris Ballard in his opening statement. At the end of the day, it wasn't good enough. Shut the fuck. What do you mean it wasn't good enough? You made the playoffs in a year. Colts last playoff appearance. What was the Colts last playoff appearance? Colts last playoff appearance was 2020. 6 years, 5 years. Okay. Yeah. I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. Really? I said last playoff appearance hasn't been good in more than a few days there, Chris. I was like, Jesus Christ. Dude, just shut up. Don't even start with that. Say we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do. Who else? Michigan landed Trey Butkowski from the transfer portal. He was a true freshman last year with Pittsburgh, 20 of 23, earned second team All ACC. He is season-long field goal of 47, 43 of 44 extra points, named second team All ACC, 20 of 23. Dominic Zvada, who was a Big Ten kicker of the year, who seemed to miss more kicks when it counted this year than I thought he wasn't that good. But they got a new kicker. We'll see how that works out. What else do I have here? Yeah. Good going. Looks like a nice kid. Looks like a really nice kid. Like, hey, you're a nice kid. You're nice. You're a nice kid. Yeah, I talked about this guy I talked about yesterday. Redshirt sophomore quarterback transfer Marcus Stokes. He's going to Memphis. He is a finalist. Yeah, pursuing with. So he is coming off a breakout in West Florida, finalist for the Harlan Hill Award, which is the Heisman for D2. The Gulf South Conference Offensive Player of the Year. He completed 233 of 368 for 3,297 yards, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, and another 367 on the ground, and 19 more scores. So 49 total touchdowns. He was the D2 CCA Super Region 2 Offensive Player of the Year while earning a spot on the D2Football.com Elite 100 team. He threw for 250 plus in 7 games, 353, 4 touchdowns and interception against Lenore Ryan University on August 29th. He had 4 games with 4+ touchdown passes. I'm rooting for him. That's a guy I want to see. Hey, you know what? Marcus Stokes, I wish you well. Josh Grizzard, after 1 year as OC at the Bucs, fired. He replaced Liam Cohen. He's done, but they kept Todd Bowles. And former Arizona State tailback Raleek Brown is committed to Texas. He's a Big 12's first-team tailback. He rushed for 1,141 yards, over 6 yards a carry. Good for him. Dolphins, McDaniels is done. So Sicko's committee said the longest punt this year was a 94-yard punt by Josh Castro of Worcester Polytechnic Institute. 94-yard punt, and he had video for it, which I don't have to show you. But yeah, welcome to Ann Arbor. Milton sent me this. Eli Kligman, graduate student, number 24. He's from Vegas. He plays catcher. His favorite Michigan athlete is Tom Brady. I'm an Orthodox Jew and the first one to play D1 baseball. Why Michigan? It's the best place to be. Now, that means he can't play Friday night, Saturday. And, you play a lot of weekend series, but he's a graduate student. I could do a little more research on him, but we'll see what happens. I mean, nice to have a person to try playing, but I don't know how good he is. What do we see here? Yeah, Illinois, 19 wins the last 2 seasons, the most in a 2-year stretch in school history. And who else? What did I see here? Oh, so West Virginia's getting Jacksonville State running back transfer Cam Cook, who led the nation with 1,659 rushing yards, gives the Mountaineers' run game a solid foundation. Nice. I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. So Alabama got outrushed by Indiana 215-23, but Alabama did not have a good running game this year. Yeah. Kyler Murray. He's guaranteed 36.8 million next season of the 19.5 million of Murray's 2027 base salary becomes guaranteed in March if he's still on the roster. I have a feeling that that's a lot. So Gannon they made the playoffs 6 times in 38 years in Arizona. They've had 12 coaches in those 38 years, which is kind of scary, right? I mean, yeah, they're never going to be good again. I mean, they had that one run. Oh, let's get another coach, and they said it's not a great place to play. Oh yeah. So then I saw this about college basketball, about the undefeated teams. That team since the 04-05 season, 52 high major teams, not including this year's group or 2020 Auburn, which saw it, it's COVID, have started the season at least 14-0. Of those 52, 44 or 85% went on to be top 4 seeds, and 44% went on to become number 1 seeds. 14 or 27% made the Final Four, while 5 of those teams, 05-06 Florida, 07-08 Kansas, 14-15 Duke, 18-19 Virginia, and 20-21 Baylor eventually won the national championship. The last 10 teams to do so before the season were all top 3 seeds. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I just lost my page. So I had looked that up too. Yeah. What did I see? Yes. Also, only 2 teams, the 06-07 Clemson and 15-16 South Carolina, went on to miss the NCAA tournament entirely. Wow. So they started 14-0 and they both didn't even make the tournament. The following season, Gamecocks made up. They made their only Final Four appearance. 12 or 23.1% weirdly lost their 15th game, including Tennessee last season when the Vols lost by 30 on the road to Florida, which started only 13-0. Caution to Michigan, then, which hosts Wisconsin this weekend. 3 seasons stand out as the best: the 08-09, 2010-11, and 2013-14 season. Each of those seasons also saw 5 teams reach at least 14-0, although their postseason fates varied dramatically. The first was the first time all 4 number 1 seeds made the Final Four. All of Kansas, UNC, and Memphis, which I'm including despite it playing the American, started at least 14-0, as well as Tony Bennett's penultimate Washington State team and Vanderbilt, which for now had a program best 16-0 start. Wow, that's pretty good. But in the latter 2 comparable seasons, none of the 10 teams that started at least 14-0 made the Final Four, despite 4 of them, Ohio State, Duke, and Kansas in 2011, plus Arizona in 2014, being number 1 seeds. Both of those tournaments were won by UConn and are considered more chaotic in recent memory. So they're kind of interesting how, only a couple of years, some years teams didn't even make winning all those games. Yeah. Right? So Athletic always gives me good stories, and I'm always like, oh, I like that one. So there's a lot of teams this year that started off kind of hot and then, fizzed out. But Michigan is playing. I know they had a tough game against Penn State, but they get Wisconsin this weekend, which should be interesting. Yeah. And Nebraska. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, so the Utah Mammoth will host the Colorado Avalanche in the 2027 NHL Winter Classic at Rice-Eccles Stadium. The league announced on Wednesday in Salt Lake City. The date of the game is yet to be finalized. So that'll be cool. Yeah. Cincinnati. So they were talking about Sorsby going to Texas Tech. They said that he, over the last month, since they collapsed, they went 0-for-8 in November. That's not all, but he had his 3 worst performances were in that opener against Nebraska, and then the late season losses to. So he had a bad game against Nebraska where they lost. That was at the Chiefs Stadium, and then they lost to top 25 Utah and Arizona teams. But they said Mendoza was 9-11 at Cal, and he turned it around. So, yeah, I think they got a better quarterback in Sorsby. I think he'll be good. SGA had his 15th career game with 40-plus points, 5-plus rebounds, 5-plus assists. He tied KD for second most in Thunder history. So I would think that Russell Westbrook, I got to look this up, but Russell Westbrook should have had the most, right? That's what I'm thinking. Russell Westbrook had the most. Yes, Chief loves his cord. Chief, you love your cord. I was looking up something that Kennesaw State football, they got a transfer. Yeah, who did they pick up? Yeah, they reportedly pick up a transfer quarterback with ACC and SEC experience. Ricky Collins, Syracuse transfer, 6'2", 210. He's transferred to Syracuse in December 2024 after 2 years at LSU. He played 7 games for Syracuse this season. 1,042 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 126 rushing yards, and 1 rushing touchdown. I did want to talk about Kennesaw State, so I did. And Kennesaw State, so we talked about Kennesaw State. And Rob got the trivia question, which I love. Oh my God, look at this. The giveaway is a Ovechkin. Look at this. It's a floss with this. In 2030, Carson Beck will transfer. Listen, he only is 8 years in. Oh, and this was the other day. This was the what's that game called? What's the one we play? Wordle. It was pecan. I'll tell you. My therapist said today, "You want to go on the weight loss drug?" I haven't tried to lose weight yet. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that stuff. Yeah, I don't know how I feel. Yeah, they said the Wizards have received the 6th fewest points per game, 50, and the 4th fewest assists per game, 12 from guards this season, and are 27th on offensive efficiency. The Hawks offense with Young on the floor ranked as a top 15 offense in every season since his second year in 2019-20, including being the number 1 offense in 2021 and 21-22. But McCollum led Washington scoring this year with 18.6 per game. Wizards are 10-26, 14th in the East, but have lost one of 5 of 7 before the road loss Wednesday to Philly. They've not made the playoffs since losing in the first round of the 2021 season. I don't know what Rob feels about that. I'm not all that thinking about Trae Young. I mean, I think he's okay. The Wizards' 2026 first-round pick is a top 8 protected from a previous trade with the Knicks. If their own first-round pick is retained, they will send New York 2026 and 27 second-rounders. I'm not really a fan of Trae Young. And as Patty says, he doesn't play very good defense. Yeah, Young is the second player since the 76-77 merger to average 25 points per game for a single team in his first 400 career games and be traded away before reaching game number 500. The first was the man Young was traded for on draft night in 2018, Luka Doncic. All right. He has dealt with an MCL sprain early in the season and has residual injury pain from the injury. He now has a right quad contusion that has kept him out the past 6 games. He's the Hawks' all-time leader in three-pointers and assists. 3 times the postseason, Eastern Conference Finals in 2021. All right. In 10 games this year, 19 points, 9 assists, 1.5 rebounds, 42% from the field, 30.5 from 3 in 28 minutes. Yeah, I mean, and then Kispert is averaging 9.2, 39.5 from 3 in 19 games this season, and adds to the Hawks' wing depth. All right, good. Yeah, I'm not a Trae Young fan. And what I see this about Wednesday night against Providence in their win, they came back for UConn. Program record, 18 3-point field goals. And Barnes says he doesn't talk about win sports, that it's not worth talking about. I go, you do a sports show. It should be. But you can lead a horse to water. Doesn't mean they're going to drink. Trae Young will make his return to Atlanta, 224 and 226. Great. Good. Yeah. Do I care? Not even the least bit. No. Doesn't turn my dial. No. Miami basketball, 13-2. They just beat Wake Forest on the road. No great wins, but no bad losses. And the ACC slate is backloaded. Jeff Goodman. So the Canes football and basketball teams, well, football team is having a season, even with man boobs. Glenn Hall has passed away. He was 94, a native of Humboldt, Saskatchewan, the Stanley Cup champion, played 18 years in the NHL between the Red Wings, Blackhawks, and Blues. He holds the record for most consecutive games started by a goalie and was named to the top 100 greatest NHL players in history in 2017. And Bobby Orr, that great goal where he jumps, that's Glenn Hall. Glenn Hall on the net, on the goal, hanging off the goal. And they had a little funny thing that happened. I think I took a picture of it, but I didn't save it. Glenn Hall. Yeah, how about this? Stephen A. Smith said that that Dante Moore should not come to the Jets. And Garrett Smith said, damn, you got to be a real sellout and above all a square to be on ESPN nowadays. Used to love that show. And then he's trying to defend himself. You know what? You're a player, dude. You can't really say, I mean, and then for him to say, the thing is, it's not 100% not true. I mean, we were joking today at the gym about the Jets, how he still has a fucking, I don't know how he's a job, man. How does he have a job? I don't know how Aaron Glenn still has a job. And they said that, what Tanner Eggstrand, what's the Jets OC? That they said if McDaniels or somebody comes along, they'd have to get rid of him. Yeah, Tanner Engstrand. I don't disagree with it. I feel like if they don't have a good year, I think he's gone. He's bye. That's what I think. We'll see what happens. But so also, how about this? So Julio Rodriguez and his No Limits Foundation fully funded the renovation of a baseball complex in his hometown of Loma de Cabrera in the DR. He was joined by several MLB stars at the unveiling, including Juan Soto, Vlad Jr., Fernando Tatis Jr., and Minnesota teammates Victor Robles and Luis Castillo to unveil the field. So check this out. This is the before and after picture. I don't even think I look at the before and after. Look at that. I mean, that's impressive. That's awesome. And I love when players do that. Give back to your hometowns. I thought that was really freaking classy. A classy move. I really liked it. Oh, and Tulane has now signed Houston quarterback transfer Zion Chris. He started 7 games in Houston in 24. Before Houston, he was starting quarterback at Louisiana. I don't know. I'm like, these are guys you could just throw names out there now. There's so many players you can't even keep track. Victor, he played Wednesday. What else do I have here? Oh yeah, since John Ewing said since 2005, teams getting plus 50% of bets have gone 111, 153 losses, and 5 ties. 42% against the spread in matchups of top 10 teams. 76% of the bets are on Indiana to cover. 52% of the bets are on Miami, which did not cover. Yes, they did cover. They did cover. It was 4. And Gretzky, what happened to Gretzky's? What Wayne? What happened? What happened to that? What the? Woof! I don't know what happened there. This was the other night that the Stars started off well, and they've been 0-3 the last 6 games, not playing. It's just interesting how everybody starts off hot, and then they shit the bed for a little while. What else do I have here? Looks like the Avs will not be the Stars' opponent in the 2027 Stadium Series at AT&T Stadium, Jerry's World. So maybe Philly, they're saying. Leah Asamakoupolis. What's up there, Josh? How you doing there, buddy? Yeah, it's just me. Gio Lopez is going to Wake Forest. Yeah. What's up? I'm just doing what I do best. Here's on everybody's phone now, if I have them as on a text message chain, I can change the background. So Josh is a huge Dom Edenley fan. So he's been busy working, which is what you should be doing. And I put that in the back of his on his phone, which I thought was really, yeah. So I've been changing everybody's, which I really like. Oh, and Darren Cahill could be out after 20 years. Brad Gilbert's out. So is Pam Shriver at ESPN. They're just getting rid of everybody, and it is glorious. It is glorious. All right, who has the most? Josh, trivia question for you. Most career points in their 40s. Most career points in their 40s. Who do you think? Most career points, NBA, in their 40s. Most career points in their 40s. I got to get the Jeopardy theme on here. Wait, is there crickets here? No, that's terrible. No. That's it. Nobody's answering. Most career yeah, no. LeBron is good guess, but LeBron is third with 1,444. Two players ahead of him. Who has the most career points in their 40s? Vince is fourth with 1,433. So you've gotten two guesses. Who has the most points in their 40s? No, HJ, it is not Vince Carter. Not Vince Carter. Chris Paul, no. Chris Paul's not in the top five. You've gotten two of the five so far. You've got 3 and 4. Chris Paul, no. But good guesses. I love you guys guessing. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I thought I'd like myself higher up. Oh, that's much better. That's much better. I mean, I got to lose some weight here. No, it's not. Yeah. I like myself higher, but I kind of like myself lower. I kind of like higher, lower. I kind of don't mind this. I just don't like the way my neck looks. But the bicep, the guns are still there. Look, see? The guns are still here. See? It's gun show time. Yes! Kareem, Robert Parrish second, and John Stockton fifth. All right, here. Okay. That was one of the trivia questions I have. I think I saved a lot of trivia questions. Oh, yep. I did Clashing Conferences. Talked to them the other day. They're good people. Mark Cuban is giving a lot of money to the Indiana. We talked about this, funding Indiana football. All right. Who is the league leader in rebounds? Who is the league leader right now in rebounds? Total rebounds. This was as of Wednesday at 2:43 p.m. Who is the league leader in rebounds? League leader in rebounds. I don't know. We can come back to that. All right. Oh, yeah, this was third down efficiency. Give me a head. Oh, North Carolina is on. No, Jokic is third. Third with 389. Someone at 389 rebounds. This guy, a second is at 393, and the leading rebounder is 415. That's what I got to look up. I got to know who this guy plays for. Huh. He plays for the Heat. The guy second plays for the Heat. He's only 21 years. He'll be 22 in April. Wow. All right. He's having a year. Who does the most rebounds in the NBA right now? Yeah. Carolina is on the brink of its 500th win at the Smith Center. UNC plays Saturday. Knicks are playing tonight? I mean, I'm going to watch a football game. I got to be honest with you. Rangers play tomorrow. Clippers play the Nets tonight. Thunder is 30. Remember they're 31-7. They lost 2 games. They have been, they start 20? What they win 20 in a row? Oh no, they won 24. Weren't they 24-1 at one point? Was it 24-2? Knicks are the Suns tonight at 9. The Rangers are the Bruins at 1:00 tomorrow on ABC, and then we got football all day. Tonight, UCLA and hockey tonight. Notre Dame, Michigan, 7:00. Maybe it'll be on the BTN network, Big Ten. I'm trying to find. It is not Cat. It is not Cat. I will give you a hint. He is not American. He is not American, this guy. He is not American. Rangers, Bruins. I thought I was looking up something else. Oh, the Knicks. Knicks are playing tonight. Okay, that's what I was looking up. Okay. Yeah. Cubs are finally at Edward Cabrera. Yes! Go Bear. Nice going. And Kel'el Ware is third. You know what they're saying, too? They're saying if the Packers lose to the Bears, that maybe Matt LaFleur might be out. And I think they said if the Bills lose, that he's gone. And why am I blanking on the Bills coach's name? McPherson. No, what's the Bills coach? How come I can't remember Bills coach? I want to say McPherson, but McDermott. That McDermott might be done. So we'll see how that works out. Yeah, McDermott. Okay, so that was wrong. Yeah, Pam Shriver and Brad Gilbert are done calling tennis. I know none of you care, but Cole Moody, football player. He's coach. He's in 8th grade, and he's the starting quarterback in for his high school football team. He's not even in high school yet. Yeah, Jerry Jeudy. Oh my God, they suck. Yeah. Haslam thought they should have won more games. Who you fucking? They suck. They really suck. But they did draft well. They got Mason Graham from Michigan, Carson Schwessinger, Quinshon Judkins from the U, and Fannin, who turned out from Bowling Green. But where did Schwessinger? What's it? Carson Schwessinger? Did he play at Michigan for the Buckeyes? Carson Schwessinger, linebacker, played his. Oh right, he played at UCLA. Yes, I was wrong. So that's why Berry kept his job. But I think Stefanski should have kept his job too. Jimmy Haslam, what a douchebag. And they still have Watson on the books. Yeah, so since Haslam became the owner, he's had 27 starting quarterbacks during his 13 full years in charge. And not, you think he's the problem? So on Tuesday, the best record, who do you think has the best record in the NBA as of Tuesday, the last 8 weeks in the NBA? Who do you think has the best record in the NBA? That's another thing I saw. I was like, holy shit. Yeah. Campbell has hired 3 offensive coordinators in Detroit. 2 of them were fired after 1 season. And now, they're only getting better. I think, more than lasted a year. There's some problems there. No, it is not. The Pistons are third at 18-7. This team was 18-5. This was as of Tuesday. Who do you think is the best record in basketball? Which I was kind of surprised. The Knicks are Denver, New York, and Toronto are 16-10. Detroit went 18-7. Oklahoma City went 19-6, but this team went 18-5 going and they're, and I was kind of surprised about that. Yes. How about this? Fun facts about Aaron Rodgers' 20-yard scramble Sunday night in the win over the Ravens. His longest run since 2018, longest run by a 42-year-old since Doug Flutie in 2004. Flutie's run came in the first game Phillip Rivers ever threw a pass. Rodgers' run came on day of Rivers' final NFL game. Longest run by a 42-year-old since Doug Flutie. So there's a bar around here that has Flutie Flakes and Josh Allen Puffs. It's a Bills bar. Oh, and this is from FanDuel Sportsbook. Almost every coach of the year since 2018 has been fired. 2018 Matt Nagy fired. 2019 John Harbaugh just fired. 2020 and 23 Stefanski fired. 2021 Mike Vrabel fired. 2022 Dable fired. And Kevin O'Connell is the only one standing from 2024. That's crazy. That's how much turnover there is, right? Oh yeah, I'll leave this. That's a hard one. Yeah. And Rob, you sent me the thing about Connor McDavid. Holy shit. And I don't know if this is true, but I sent it and nobody really responded on the chat. As an agent for a Las Vegas Raiders offensive lineman, said his client described how the O-line met multiple times on the road with QB Geno Smith and running back Ashton Genty without coaches present, so Smith and Genty could explain how they wanted block set up. The agent framed it as a sign that the situation was so disorganized that players felt that they had to figure it out together because there was some sort of nepotism going on with Pete Carroll and his son Brennan, who served as the O-line coach. What the fuck? You're a professional athlete. You have to go out on your own to work things out because Pete Carroll thinks his son's a good enough fucking coach to be a head coach? Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? Fucking Pete Carroll. You know, if I see him one more time chewing his gum and walking up and down the fucking sideline, I can't stand Pete Carroll. I can't stand Pete Carroll for blowing at USC, for blowing with the fucking Seahawks. He should have never got another shot. He fucking sucked. His time has passed. Get him the fuck out of here. Raiders should be a premier fucking franchise, not a piece of shit they're being handled now. It's ridiculous. Your fucking son is O-line coach. And they're meeting on the side because you suck so fucking much. And the team sucks so fucking much. Why can't the Jets get rid of fucking Aaron Glenn? Talking about, there's things I learned that I'll work on. What the fuck did you work on? You got blown out the last fucking 5 games of the season. What did you fucking learn? That you fucking suck. And you wanted Justin Fields. I want Justin Fields. Justin Fields I want as my starting quarterback. Words that no one has in their bingo card. Justin Fields, starting quarterback. On no one's bingo card ever. Ridiculous. Bullshit. Such bullshit. Ridiculous. God damn. Yeah. And Damon Williams posted his IG farewell during Mia Hammett's memorial service at University of Washington that included tons of members of the UW football team in attendance. Colossal prick and massive failure by his PR team. And now he's coming back. Like, this girl died. She got cancer. She passed away. You heard all the wonderful stories about her as a goalie at Washington for the Huskies. And this fucking arrogant prick who signs a contract but then goes, I want to go somewhere else. I don't want to be here anymore. Fuck you. You know what? Fuck you. You know what? I make him stay at the school and I bring in another quarterback and I'd sit him the whole fucking year because you fucking arrogant fucking prick. Yeah, I'm angry. I'm a little angry. Yeah. What a fucking douchebag move on your part. You fucking prick. Fuck you. I can't stand people. People suck. Oh, so now they got a. Oh, so this is who UNC added a wrinkle. Transfer redshirt freshman quarterback from Texas A&M, Miles O'Neill. He's the second quarterback. Oh, and Petrino's now official. Yeah. Bill Belichick and Bobby Petrino landed Wisconsin transfer Billy Edwards. Billy Edwards didn't play. I don't remember him. They also lost Bryce Parker and Gio Lopez. So O'Neill, who served as the Aggies backup, was 7 for 1,420 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. As a freshman in 2024, he was 5 or 6 through the air for 51 yards and a touchdown. He's 6'5", 220, was a 4-star prospect. Hunt School. I knew a kid who went to the Hunt School. It was a private school. They were arrogant fucking rich pricks. That's what they were. He was the 2023 New Jersey Gatorade Player of the Year, throwing for 2,151 yards and 20 touchdowns as a senior. So now it's him, Torrey Newkirk, and Travis Burgess. Okay, so we're fucked next year. That's all I have to say. We're fucked. Those names mean nothing to me. That's just like la 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 la. We suck. We suck. We suck. That's what that means to me. We suck. Yeah, we suck. And Bobby Petrino, another guy. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and that's all I have for today. Michigan has come home. Josh, HJ, thanks for listening today. I love you. I miss you. I'll talk to you soon. Adios.